The Reformed Witness Hour is one of the oldest Christian radio broadcasts still on the air and spreading the good news of salvation in Jesus Christ by His sovereign grace. Tune in to 540 AM every Sunday morning at 8 to the Reformed Witness Hour, faithfully proclaiming God's Word for over 70 years.
You're listening to WLIE540 AM, Islip, New York, a part of Universal Stations, LLC.
The views, opinions, and statements expressed in the following program reflect the views of program contributors and do not necessarily reflect the views of WLIE Radio, its management, or its sponsors. For questions and comments, please send us an email at WLIE540AMradio@AOL.com or visit us at WLIE540AM.com.
This is the Chapters Wrap on WLIE 540 AM, New York, Jersey, Connecticut. If you want to jump aboard this love train, please do it 631-955-5400 or check us out on WLIE540AM.com. And we are back here on a Friday. We have Ray Negron. You made it back, sir?
Made it back, baby.
Yes, yes. Welcome back to the show.
I'm feeling good today.
Yes, you're feeling good. We have former NFL player Gary Brown's in the house here. Gary, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. You're doing outstanding work. And we have my great friend Joe Salonica.
You got two greats
from the Viscardi Center.
I like that.
And Joe, welcome to the show here.
Thank you.
Yes. Now you and I have been hosting for a couple of years now, so I welcome your return back. Even though tonight is a Yankee Red Sox playoff game, and any of you callers want to call in with your predictions, please do, and let us know that the Yankees are going to win. You know, you have Ray Negron here from the Yankees for over 40 years, and you're a Met fan. You're a Met fan.
I'm staring him down. I'm staring him down.
So, Joe, how did you become a Met fan?
It's a family thing.
Okay.
My grandfather, my father.
Here we go.
Here
we go.
It was kind of,
the Mets only been around 50 years. I mean, come on.
That's right. So you stuck with them. Yeah, and you're a Jet fan. You stick with the Jets. You stick with the Mets.
Again, a family thing.
God bless you, sir.
Ed Kranepool. Come on. Lou Gehrig, Ed Kranepool. I mean, come on.
But again, if you want to join in the Chapters Wrap here, please call 631-955-5400. And I got a surprise for both Joe and Ray. Alex, are you there, buddy? Alex, it's not money. It's no money. I have no money.
I'm sure you both know me. How are you, Ray? How are you, Joe? It's Alex Garrett.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes, Alex.
Alex Garrett.
Alex Garrett. So Alex, thank you for calling into the show, and you held a secret for the last couple of days. I didn't want you to tell Ray nor Joe that you were going to call in. Why? Tell us about Ray and Joe, Alex.
Well, so let me start with Joe, because I grew up with Joe Salonica. I grew up at the Henry Viscardi School for 20 years now, and they've been a great institution, great school out in Albertson, and I can't say enough about you guys at Viscardi all the time. Graduated there in 2009. And then, during those years, I met George Steinbrenner and Ray Negron. And Ray took me under his wing. And so right now is like a worlds colliding moment for me. And I love both of you guys very much. And Steve, of course, because we got to know each other the last few months.
Yeah, Steve don't count.
Yeah, we know each other for like 10 minutes. So
3 months don't count, okay?
3 months counts. A lot's happening in those 3 months.
Not when you're putting in 20 some odd years.
All right. So you see, even though it's my show, you guys take over.
You your show anyway.
So Ray, talk about Alex, and Joe, talk about Alex too.
Who goes first?
Good, Ray.
You do.
Okay, I'm older. Number one, Alex Garrett is one of the greatest people in my life. He is like a son to me. He was like a grandson to George Steinbrenner.
Wow.
George loved him. Alex Garrett, with one leg, could get away with anything at Yankee Stadium. He was like the prince. You know what I'm saying? That's the way Steinbrenner had it there. And you better not mess with him, okay? Wow. And that's the way he was. And he's one of the great people. And he never took advantage of that power that he actually held while the boss was alive. And, you know, the boss never acted like if Alex was handicapped or anything like that. He acted like he was a grandson because of the personality of the kid.
Right.
Okay. And Alex Garrett has one of the greatest personalities. And that's all I got to say. Oh, and by the way, Alex, I need you for my show in the Bronx. You're going to act in that play. You're acting in it. You understand?
I'm going to be there. Yes.
You're going to be on stage.
No, I need you to act. There's a big scene, and you're going to be in this scene with these people. Okay.
Okay, I will be there.
Okay, so I need you. I need you.
See, that's how Ray rolls. He asked you live on the air.
Yeah, you know, in front of millions of people. You can't say no.
You can't say no.
All right, Joe, talk about Alex.
All right, so I met Alex. I've been at the Viscardi School for 26 years, and Alex was a student for us, and I got the opportunity to watch him grow and develop into a fine young man. And he's actually gonna take over from Mike Francesa one day. That's his goal. Right. That's his dream.
Okay.
Well,
that is one of my goals for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's been one of Joe Piscopo's producers from time to
right,
time.
Right,
so,
right.
You know,
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So, you know, he always loved sports, and he always loved the radio, and this is a way for him to be connected.
Right. And he's a womanizer. He's a womanizer. Unbelievable.
Alex,
he shows his girlfriend off all the time. I see her in Facebook.
Alex, that's why I wanted you to come.
And Joe actually knows her too. That's
I know. She's a former Viscardiite also.
Well, she must be blind.
So Alex,
okay.
can you feel the love? Can you feel the love, Alex?
Yeah, Alex comes back every year, and we host a wheelchair basketball tournament, and Alex is our MC. So it's great to have him back as an alumni. I get him in a wheelchair every now and again, and he plays wheelchair basketball.
Nice.
Not that well,
that's
but
always interesting. But I love the announcing part. It's just seeing the kids smile and seeing that whole day. Even seeing our alumni come back is very special to me as well. And I would love more alumni involvement. If anybody's listening to this right now that knows Viscardi, would love you back. Because, you know, it's been, 9 years now since a lot of us graduated from that school. Crazy how time flies.
It does go fast. So, Alex, tell everybody, our listeners, how can people hear you or get contact with you?
They can find me at Twitter at AlexGNNYC. And they can listen to me on Keeping It Real with Alexander Garrett, which I want you on my podcast, Stephen.
Okay.
I've had Joe on and Ray on my show.
Oh, no. I ain't going on your show. I was stirred. Get the heck
Yeah. Okay, I like that. It was Steve, Joe, and then Ray.
well, I was already on it. You haven't been on it.
All right. Okay, so Steve came before Ray.
That was a sympathy.
Right.
Yeah, and then so you can find me on Spotify.
And Ray. Yeah, right. You can.
Well, Alex, you're definitely a blessing. So we're gonna have to let you go. But before we go, Yankees or Red Sox?
I have to say Yankees, but if they win tonight, even more chance of a Yankees series victory. If they lose, it's anybody's series, right? I just think Yanks need to establish control tonight. J.A. Happ, perfect guy to start game one.
Okay.
See what happens.
All right, see what happens.
You womanizer.
All right, Alex, thank you for holding that surprise in for a couple of days. I know Joe and Ray are very happy that you called in.
No, not anymore.
No.
Alex, God bless.
Great to hear from you, Alex.
Love you, Alex.
We're going to keep this community corner going. We have Georgia Woodbine on the line. Georgia, are you there?
I'm here. How you doing?
Good. Thank you for calling the Chapters Wrap on WLIE540 AM. Talk about
Alex's girlfriend?
No, this is not Alex's girlfriend. This is Georgia Woodbine, an author. But you have a webinar program that's been established and it started. Why don't you tell listeners a little bit about it?
Well, I'm super excited to invite you guys to a live free webinar. It's called How to Turn Your Passion into Profits to Create the Life You Want. And it's a masterclass. We're going to be talking about how to determine what your gifts, natural abilities, and skills are, how to gain focus and clarity through visualization, affirmations, and meditation techniques, which are very powerful, how to save time and pinpoint strategic planning principles, and how to optimize effective ways to build your brand and attract your dream customers, and learning manifestation mastery fundamentals. So I am super duper duper excited about offering this class and this free webinar to people so that they can start to get on the path to finding out what it is that they were trying to do and finding their purpose.
Right, and the key word is free. Why are you making it free for people out there?
Well, you know what it is? People are always making excuses of why they can't do certain things. So I am going to give them the information, and it's up to them to now take the next action steps to make it happen. Because, you know, you have to take action steps. You have to do things different to see things different. There's a funny quote that I love so much, and it says, "We can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we did when we used to create them." So that was by the famous Albert Einstein. And I believe that people have to start changing their mindsets if they want to see different results in their life.
Well said. Now, you've been an author several times, and you've been a guest on this show several times. So I want to thank you for calling in and asking me to participate in the webinar next Thursday.
Yes, and what's the great thing is on the webinar, you're going to be sharing how you have turned your passion into profits, and we're going to be sharing this with the audience so that we can encourage, empower, and inspire other people to get on that same path. And that is on October 11th, which is on a Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have people logging in from all over the world, and I am so excited, and I'm so excited to be doing this webinar with you, Steve.
Well, Georgia, thank you very much. One more time, if people are just tuning in on the radio, how can people get a hold of you or join this webinar?
People can get a hold of me by going to the Facebook page. Go to Georgia Woodbine on the Facebook page. They will see a flyer that says how to turn your passion into profits, a live free webinar. It's a flyer with Georgia Woodbine and Steve Ficcaro, and they're going to have to click on that bit.ly link to register. They have to register. They have to register, and they have to go to that link to get on the list. So it's a limited space, so they need to do it as soon as they can.
Thank you so very much. Now, before you go, Georgia, Yankees are playing the Red Sox tonight. I don't know if you're a baseball fan, but who do you got, Yankees or Red Sox?
I'm sorry, I'm going for the Yankees.
All right, that's what we want to hear. It's a New York station. I'm a Yankee fan, so that was the right answer. Georgia, thank you. Thank you very much for everything that you'll do, and we'll be talking before next Thursday's webinar.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
All right, God bless. We're going to take another caller because it's Yankee Red Sox night tonight, and we have Ellen on the line. Ellen, are you there?
I'm here.
Thank you very much for calling in. Now, I take it either a Yankee fan or a Red Sox fan.
I am a Yankee fan.
Okay, right, a Yankee fan here. So talk about who's going to win tonight or take the series.
Yankees are definitely going to take the series. They're going to win in Boston in 5.
Okay, all right.
Why 5, Ellen?
I think it's going to be a tough series with the two teams because they're the way they played all season. But I think it's going to go the full 5, and I definitely think the Yankees are going to take it.
So, Ray, that means the Yankees are going to win in Fenway if it goes 5.
All I know is your glasses are fogging up, which tells me that it's going to be a dogfight.
It's going to be a dogfight. Yes, it's very hot in the studio here. But Ellen, thank you very much. We'll get you a prize. We'll get your number here by our staff.
Season's tickets to Shea Stadium next year.
There you go. No. Thank you very much for calling in. So, Ray, are the Yankees going to win or what?
Yeah, I think the Yankees are going to win. I think that we can win it in 4.
4 games. Okay.
Yeah, I think we should win in 4.
Okay. All right.
That's my educational prediction.
Okay. Well, you're around the boys a lot, so you got Hap, Tanaka, probably Severino is going to pitch. You think CeCe's going to get a start?
Yeah, CeCe's going to get a start.
Okay. All right. So Ray, talk about. We're going to switch gears a little bit. Bat Boy. Yes, Bat Boy's going to be October 17th.
Bat Boy.
October 17th at Argyle Theater. October 19th at Hostos Community College, and October 23rd at the Tiller Center. Talk about what this means for you.
Yeah. Well, listen, people are calling. People are excited. And this play means the world to me because it's the aspect of how I grew up in New York. I grew up in the Bronx. I grew up when the Bronx was burning. I grew up with Thurman Munson and Reggie Jackson and Mickey Rivers and Paul Blair and Willie Randolph and the guys that helped mold me, and the great, wonderful George Steinbrenner and Billy Martin, who I loved with a passion. And that's what the play is all about. It shows their human side. It shows what they really were all about. It shows about the professional aspect of the game and what do guys say. I mean, you know, we have a great world champion football player over here.
Yes,
but
Gary
nobody knows what's going on the field. You know what I'm saying? Except for those guys themselves. So I know that 50 years later, it's okay to talk about it because I'm talking about it from the standpoint of one of the guys that I loved. You know?
I do know, and that means an awful lot. Nobody understands what that camaraderie means and how it gets there.
Right.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears gets you to that point. And a lot of times you meet with players that you played with for a long time. You sit down to have dinner, and it's a 3-hour dinner just talking about the things in the locker room. Nothing to do with actual football or baseball. It's just the camaraderie, and that's an awesome thing.
I mean, you don't miss getting bashed in the head and stepped on and all that, but I'm sure you miss being in the clubhouse. You know, even though you guys are walking around completely nude and all that kind of stuff, I mean, you love the fact that you're just sitting there and just talking crap and fun and all that kind of stuff.
Well, when you go through that stuff, you know, the camps, that's where you build your bonds and your friendships, and you know, you help the person next to you that might not be, that's ready to quit or bow out or you know, throw the towel in because they're tired. And when you help them through that builds a bond that's irreplaceable. Right. You know, I've been to college and I have friends all over the United States and all over the world, but nothing goes back to that bond after you've been through something together. And you know, whether win, lose, or draw, you're out there together as a team fighting, and it means something. And I do miss getting stepped on a little bit and beat up a little bit. There's nothing like being in the best shape of your life and giving it your all and walking off the field. Win, lose, or draw, it's still something that you can't replace selling stocks or whatever you do, you know?
And now those clubhouse boys that used to work in there and have to pick up all this stuff and pick up your dirty underwear and all that kind, you know, which I had to pick up all the crap underwears and yellow stained underwears and all that. I mean, how did you had compassion for them? You had to love some of those kids.
You know? You always do. It's a team. You know, when we won the Super Bowl, everybody from the secretaries to everybody gets a ring because it's a whole group effort, and it takes from the bat boys or from the equipment guys,
the helmet guys,
everybody make and you know me, I'm a New Yorker, so we walk and talk just a little bit different than everybody else, but you always appreciate the people that take care of you because we know that comes back around tenfold, you know. Right. There's a history in Green Bay and camp. There's kids that come down with bicycles and we get on the bikes and ride across the parking lot to practice, and they're waiting for you. So me being a big guy, I have to always sort out the big bike, and then I have to be really nice to that kid so I can make sure I have that big bike every day. Right. But it just goes to show you how, you know, they're there to help you out, but you're there to help them out as well. You know what I mean? It always goes around. Compassion for everybody, no matter how big or how small.
Well, I like the fact, first of all, that you're from Amityville. That's really cool thing, because I graduated from Amityville High School. And I also like the fact you were a 148th round overall pick in 1994. You were cut by the Steelers, right?
I was going to be put on a practice squad, and you have to claim waivers for 24 hours. And Green Bay claimed me off for waivers. And I was like, I'm a Long Island kid. I went to school at Nassau, then I'm to Georgia Tech. And I'm in Pittsburgh, like, where is Green Bay? I had no clue where Green Bay was. I didn't even know. I had no clue. So they were like, Gary, pack up. You're rolling out to Green Bay in the morning. I'm like, what? What just happened? My world changed. But yes, I was a 5th round draft pick out of Georgia Tech in 1994.
Yeah. So just like Ray, who works for the Yankees, one of the most beloved franchises in the world, the Packers.
Let's say storied.
The Green Bay Packers are the same thing in the NFL.
It's one of America's teams, arguably. Some people say Dallas. Some people say there's a few teams. But Green Bay, I've played in Green Bay, Pittsburgh, and San Francisco. And Green Bay is by far a very special place. When I first got there, I was a little uneasy. It was a culture shock for me, and it was just something I wasn't used to, a little small town like that. But they open your arms, and they embrace you, and the love that place had for their players. After getting used to it, it was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me.
Did you ever see the movie There's Something About Mary?
Yes, I have.
So you saw when your quarterback was on there and it Brett Favre. How was Brett Favre?
You know, Brett's a great Wrangler jean wearing, you know, Mississippi guy.
Yep.
And he'll come in the locker room with a type of personality singing. One day it'll be a country song, one day it'll be a rap song, one day it'll be a rock song. But he was a down-to-earth guy. And I didn't like the way they portrayed him. The media portrayed him when he came to New York. Like he was a prima donna and he wanted his own locker room. He wasn't that kind of guy. Not the Brett that I know. The Brett that I know is a giver, big heart, wild, crazy country boy, but, you know, team first. You know, he was never that kind of person that wants to separate himself.
You ever hear of Thurman Munson?
Yes.
Oh, well, you're a New York guy.
I'm a New York guy.
I mean, when you talk about Brett Favre, it sounds so much like Thurman Munson, you know?
Yeah, I can see that. And he doesn't really care about what people outside of his family, and I mean family by the team or you know, think, you know, or what they believe. As long as the people inside that locker room understand what's going on, he's fine with that.
So in '96, you win the Super Bowl for the Packers.
Yes, sir.
Right? And then also, Ray, in '96, the Yankees won the World Series after a long period of time. So what was it like to?
We got 96 World Championship rings.
It's a '96.
That's right. We got to do something together.
Yes.
So when you won the Super Bowl, how was that feeling as a team?
It was a dream come true. You know, I think the dream was bigger for guys that been at it longer, like the late great Reggie White and Sean Jones and those guys that were at the tail end of their career. I think it meant more to them of all the, you know, hard work that they put in for years. And it's closer to the time that people retire and never get that. For me, I was still young in the league. I was very ambitious and looking for a bright future. And I enjoyed every moment of it, but it was surreal. It was like we won the Super Bowl. And I'm like, really? So it really didn't sink in until after you were like the next day or two when you're on a plane going home. And then it's like, wow, we just won the Super Bowl. But then Green Bay had a parade from the airport all the way to the stadium. And there was people that followed that bus for hours. People were treated for hypothermia. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
Then it really sank in that, you know what? These people are thankful. These people really support their team.
I'm a Viking fan, so we went over this already. So I don't hold it against me.
I won't hold that against you. I won't hold the Jets against them or the Mets.
Because Favre played for the Jets and the Vikings.
Yes.
Yes.
So, and you know what's funny? The first time that Steve came to my house,
here we go.
He was wearing
No, I didn't have the horns on. No, I did not have the Viking horns on.
Wearing this Viking helmet, horn thing.
It was in the
my
car.
My wife is looking out the window and saying, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah, that's your new producer. That's your new producer.
Yeah.
But then you went to the 49ers. You ended your career with the 49ers.
I did. It was a good experience. You know, Steve Mariucci brought me in, and things were going well there. But one thing you can't control, the injuries from other positions. And then there's teams, you know, they got to cut down other positions to sacrifice that. So I was just it was a situation where I had to be let go. And I stuck around for a while because they asked me to, but then they weren't paying my rent. So then I had to skip town. But I also played overseas. I played in NFL Europe for Barcelona Dragons for a couple of years. And I finished my career in Canada for the CFL.
Oh, okay.
And if they would let me on the field with this cane, I think I would still be playing because it's that much passion about it.
Well, this is the Chapters Wrap on WLIE540 AM, serving New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. If you want to jump aboard this love train, please do. It's 631-955-5400. You can check us out on WLIE540AM.com. Now, sir, your career's over, but you're giving back to the community. Explain to our listeners what you do now.
I give back. I do as much as I can. And this all started because playing football, you always have a busy schedule, and you always say I would and I could if I had the time. And then after football, it was, you know, trying to live that NFL lifestyle. I'm working 2 and 3 jobs, just trying to, you know, do the right thing and stay busy and stay out of trouble. And then I hurt myself, and I was in a wheelchair, told I would never walk again. And that was a hard pill for me to swallow. And I went down in the dumps, and the first thing I did was I started volunteering at Big Brother, Big Sister. And I said, that's something I can do. It's not swinging a hammer. It's not coaching, but I could help mentor a kid. And the day I started doing that, my life just turned around. It was like, this is what I'm supposed to do. And that was probably about 7-8 years ago. And since then, I've been involved with probably I'm involved with 10 different nonprofit organizations. I have my own nonprofit organization that's geared towards helping underprivileged kids and their families, but I do work with veterans. I do work with the Ronald McDonald House. I do work with a children's hospital. I'm all over the place. I do a lot of work with a company called Play for Your Freedom that's geared towards helping veterans deal with PTSD, and that's very successful. And it's not just me helping them. I think this is my therapy too. I'm kind of scared to not do anything. I'm scared that thought of not walking again might come true, or that bed eating me up. So it gives me a reason to get up every morning and work my butt off all day long and go to bed at night with a sense of accomplishment. So I appreciate people allowing me to come into their life and help them. It means more to me than people think. It's not me just giving to charity. It's me working with people to better both of our lives.
Right. And I think talking to Christina Matheson, who kind of brought us together, she's a great person. It's unbelievable the things that you're doing, but when great people get together, great things happen. Talk about Christina and the work that you do with her.
When people walk into your life and you don't know exactly why yet, but then you see that sunshine. We spoke on the phone a couple times and through email, and then I finally got a chance to meet her, and it was like everything was going to be okay. She knows how hard I work, and with the work that I do, how much I hold myself back because I spread myself very thin.
Right.
And she said, "Come on in," opened both hands, and said, "I got you." And that's very big for me. That's and Ray could tell you, playing football or playing professional sports, you're taught and to watch out for people and watch out for cons and watch out for people trying to take advantage of you, or what do they want out of it.
Right.
She opened the conversation with, "I don't want anything from you. I'm okay. I have free time and I would like to donate it to you helping other people." And I'm like, this is awesome. So all day I've been on a high just because we met this morning, and that high made me go out and get busier. So it's beautiful. I'm looking forward to our future together.
And you're here today on the show kind of talking about everything you've been doing and what you plan on doing in the future. So I know I can't speak for Ray or Joe or myself, but it's certainly a blessing to have you here and all the work that you're doing. And we love to be able to work with you moving forward.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. For one, thank you for allowing me to tell a little bit of my story. I'm sure this is the first of many more meetings, and I thank you for your support. We have a lot of things to do, man. We can help a lot of people, and at the end of the day, it feels good.
That's amazing. How can people get a hold of you?
I'm in the middle of rebranding, but they can always reach me on my email at bigbrown68@aol.com. They can direct message me at Instagram at GBB68 Foundation. It's the big head guy. You can't miss me. And then the rest of the stuff will come to follow. Anything questions you have, or if you want to get involved, don't be afraid to shoot me an email or a direct message, and we could go from there.
Gary Brown, stay with us. Don't go away, because just flip the mic over to Joe Salonica, because Joe's taking this all in. He's been with the Viscardi Center for about 27 years now. And I'm going to start off with this with Gary here and with Ray here, that the Viscardi Center every year has a sports night. They honor people, and those athletes come in and support the work that's being done at the Viscardi Center. So for 27 years, explain to our listeners what that's all about. And maybe Gary and Ray could join forces next year.
I would love to have Gary and Ray as our guests this coming May. At Viscardi, we have something called the Sports Night, and it's athletes from yesterday and today that come in and do a meet and greet with our kids. Our students are all physically challenged. We go from pre-K to 12th grade. And we do a meet and greet, take some photos, sign some autographs. We have an auction. We have a sit-down dinner. And we even put together a little show between the kids and some of the athletes up on stage. And it's really an opportunity for us to do our advocating and fundraising. We raise about $1 million a year doing this event. We have a lot of great people involved from all different walks of life, celebrities, all sorts of teams. But I would love to have these two gentlemen join us this year for the first time. Be great.
Well, Joe, we've known each other for a couple of years, and it's Spina Bifida month in October. Why don't you explain out to our listeners a little bit about your journey and why this is important for you? This month is important for you.
So October is considered Spina Bifida Awareness Month. It's a disability that I was born with. Basically, when I was born, I had a hole in my back, and where that hole was, my spinal cord stopped growing, and the nerves around that area were damaged. The nerves that were damaged have to do with my legs and the mobility, muscles, and the sensation of my legs. I am a wheelchair athlete. I'm a certified scuba diver. I've jumped out of an airplane or two. I coach wheelchair basketball at Viscardi. Spina Bifida does not stop me from doing anything I want to do. I've been married for now 6 years. And like you said, I've been at Viscardi for 26 years. So I look at Spina Bifida Awareness Month as an opportunity to show people that even though you have a disability, you can still get things done. Where there's a will, there's a way. You put your mind to it, all right? You put your nose to the grindstone, and a little blood, sweat, and tears, like Gary said. And, I, along with everybody else, want to be a viable part of society. We don't want to just sit home and watch TV and eat bonbons. We want to be out there. We want to enjoy life. We want to be a part of life. And we want to, when we can, we want to help people. And that's what I do at Viscardi. All our kids are physically challenged. And, I feel that, I make their lives a lot better, advocating for them and with them. And, making sure that, even though they have disabilities, they can still, be that lawyer or be that doctor or, things like that. Maybe not a football player, but they can definitely be, on the radio or on the TV or on the sideline somewhere, or, not a football player, not a baseball player, like Alex Garrett, right? He was one of our kids, can't really play baseball, loves the game. So he found a different avenue to do that, and he enjoys the game by the microphone.
You know what I call completely healthy people who sit at home and eat peanuts and popcorn and just watch TV and fall asleep and don't do nothing? They're handicapped. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And anybody that says to me that Alex Garrett is handicapped or this and that, I want to slap him. Sometimes I've gotten into trouble because of it, because he's not handicapped. You're not handicapped. No. You know what I'm saying? Guys that have, that's all I got to say on it.
We at Viscardi, we teach our kids, that, you have a disability, you have some issues and some problems, but there's ways to get through it. Not around it, but ways to get through it. And, whatever your hopes and dreams and aspirations are, go for it. Absolutely.
This is the Chapters Wrap on WLIE540 AM, serving New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. If you want to call in, please do it, 631-955-5400, or check us out on WLIE540am.com. We're talking to Joe Salonica from the Viscardi Center. And, Joe, you've been there for many, many years.
Many years.
And recently, you've had some medical setbacks. But you know what?
Yeah.
You've overcome that. And it must have been, what was you feeling like when you step back into Viscardi after being away for a little bit?
Well, I'm just really doing that now. My health crisis is just ended about a week ago. I had a bad appendix, and through a bad appendix, I had a bunch of different abdominal infections. I had some bad medical advice, and so I'm just getting through all that stuff. I had 4 operations within 6 weeks of each other. But I'm on the mend now. It's a brand new school year. We just started about 3 weeks ago. So I hit the ground running. Yeah, I feel good now. I'm just starting to get into stuff, the way I want to get into stuff.
But that in itself, coming back and being around it, we've worked with each other for a number of years, and seeing the impact you have on others just by being there, just by supporting them, because you've been down that road. You know what they're going through, and you could share that experience. Unlike someone like myself, when you have that personal experience, they really connect with.
Yes, that's one of the aspects I love about working at Viscardi, because I grew up doing the disability thing. The kids have a lot of questions and concerns. The parents have a lot of questions and concerns. So if Coach Joe can do it, I can do it.
Right.
That's what the mentality I want these kids to have.
Right.
If he can do it, I can do it.
When you were going through this medical stuff, we've been friends,
Right.
for a long time. And when you asked me, went to a Met game. Sorry, Ray, went to a Met game, him and I. And that was the first time you went out, you were saying. And then that was someplace you wanted to be, because that's your team and that's, where you wanted to be.
And summertime.
It was summertime.
And baseball.
And you invited me and we sat down. We had a great afternoon. I'll never forget it, because that's who you are.
Right.
And
a couple of days later, I went back into the hospital.
Right. So I'm so thankful that you're here today, and so blessed that we've been able to be friends and you sharing the spotlight with me for the last couple of years. Again, how can people get a hold of you, or if you have any advice for people? I mean, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm on Facebook. I can leave an email.
Okay.
jsalanica@henryviscardischool.org. I'm not really big into all that Twitter and all that social media stuff. I never really got into all that stuff. But you can definitely look up the Henry Viscardi School on its website, and look for me through that website.
Okay.
henryviscardischool.org.
Okay. Well, Joe, thank you. I want you to stick around, because we have another guest that's going to come back after the break and talk about their efforts. So I think both you, Gary, and Ray have a lot to offer this next guest. So stay with us on the Chapters Wrap. We're going to take a quick break and we'll come on back.
Hi, this is Ray Negron. If you're a true Yankee fan and you don't have tickets for the playoffs, then come and see Bat Boy, a Yankee miracle. It's the story of the Bronx burning Yankees of the 70s. Thurman Munson, Reggie Jackson, Mickey Rivers, and Roy White, and all the boys that we love so very much. It will be playing at the Argyle Theater in Babylon, October the 17th at 7:30 p.m. You can get tickets through argyletheater.com. You can go to Hostos Community College in the Bronx for all us Bronx guys, October the 19th at 8 p.m. You can get tickets through hostoscenter.org. That's hostoscenter.org. And you can also come to the Tillis Center for the Performing Arts on October the 23rd at 7:30 p.m. And you can get tickets there through tilliscenter.org. Yankee Miracle, Bat Boy, coming to a theater near you.
Back here on the Chapters Wrap, WLIE540AM, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. If you want to jump aboard this love train, please do it. 631-955-5400, or check us out on WLIE540AM.com. It's Yankee Red Sox in almost about an hour now. And we have Mel on the line here. Has been waiting patiently.
Mel Stottlemyre?
Are you there? No, not Mel Stottlemyre. Mel, you there?
I am here. How are you, Steve?
Ray wants to know, are you Mel Stottlemyre?
I am not Mel Stottlemyre, but back in the day, he was one of my favorite pitchers.
Okay. So talk about who's going to win tonight and who's going to take the series.
Well, I certainly hope that the Yankees win tonight. I certainly hope that the Yankees win the series. I think it will be very competitive, and it'll come down to pitching, man. Both teams have awesome hitting. It'll come down to pitching. The experts say that the Red Sox got the better starting pitching and the Yankees got the better bullpen. I'm hoping that the Yankees starting pitching shows that they got what it takes. So I'm excited. I was at the wild card game a couple of days ago, and the atmosphere in the stadium was electric. Hadn't felt it like that since the late 70s.
Wow. Not even the 90s, late 70s. So
70s,
Ray,
Bat Boy era.
There we go. It's a perfect segue for Ray, because he could talk about Bat Boy. So, I mean, being at the stadium the other night, did you have any doubts that Severino was going to, take it for a couple of innings, or were you worried?
To tell you the truth, Steve, I was a little worried. But once the game got started, when he started throwing in the first inning, I said, he got it.
Right.
Hey, Mel, I got to ask you, what was your favorite era in the Yankees? Your favorite era?
Oh, my favorite era had to be the late '70s, Ray.
And who was your guy? Who was your guy?
From those teams?
Yeah.
Oh man, so many. But I guess I have to say Reggie. People tell me I look like him. I don't see it, but I accept it.
Where do you live?
I live in New Rochelle at the moment, but I grew up in the Bronx.
Are you going to go see Bat Boy, the play about the Yankees of the '70s?
I am.
Oh.
I am. I just realized that the 19th in the Bronx, I have a conflict, so I'm going to try and catch one of the Long Island shows.
Get rid of the conflict in the Bronx, you know?
We don't want to hear conflict. If you're going to come, you come to Argyle Theater October 17th in Babylon, or the Tiller Center October 23rd in Brookville.
Yeah, I think the 17th is going to be the date.
All right.
The 23rd, I'm out of town.
Okay.
But,
well, you know, Mickey Rivers is going to be in that play.
Mick the Quick.
Mick the Quick. He's at the Argyle Theater on the 17th.
Oh yeah, no, Mickey was exciting. You know, good player, interesting guy. Would love to see him do his thing.
Well, he's a terrific actor. Wait till you see him.
Yes.
Yeah, I look forward to it. I'm very bummed out that I can't make it to the Bronx.
Well, Mel, you got about 45 minutes to game time. Get comfortable. Watch the Yankees take it to the Sox, and thanks for calling in here on the Chapters Wrap.
Don't play Parcheesi tonight. Watch the Yankees.
Good work, and give Joe Slinko my regards.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a great day. Another Yankee guy. Everybody's calling in. I guess being in New York doesn't hurt either. Well, we're going to move forward here. We have someone here from Mary's Miles. And, sir, mention who you are and what the program is all about.
Yeah, my name is Steve Malandrino. Mary's Mile is a dedication that we have. My wife passed away earlier this year from ALS. And my 4 children and I have decided to put a mile walk together. It's a little bit more than a mile, but we worked with St. Anselm's Church in Shoreham and the Village Country Club in Shoreham, where they're gracious enough and nice enough to let us, do a walk. And there'll be a lot of people there. There'll be a lot of kids. I was president of Shark Pal football for years, so we're going to have them involved. North Shore Little League. A lot of different, community organizations will be able to, and our feeling is our struggle with ALS is over, as far as Mary is concerned. But every 7 minutes, from what I understand, someone in the world finds out that they have ALS. And it's a very, very, it's a terrible disease. So we're trying to do what we can to help out in any way, shape, or form for others who may not be ready, for what is about to happen to them.
Right. And you said you just recently lost your wife. So how do you turn the corner from something like that? And what gives you the drive to want to help others?
As a family, we've always been involved in community events, and we've tried our best to do for others. That's kind of what we've tried to do. I don't think you ever get over an event like that. You kind of get through it. And, one of the things that is important to us is to try to bring as much awareness as we can to this disease. There's no cure for it. But one of the things with Mary, and I'll say this really, the way she confronted this disease was incredible. She never complained. She never blamed anybody. She never talked about anybody. She just accepted that, hey, this is what happened to me, and never wanted to be a burden on anyone. And, so I think we are trying as a family to do the best we can to keep that alive and to keep that memory alive. And again, to help anyone and everyone that we can, however we can. It's not, it's for us, it's a big event. It may not be a whole lot of money that we bring in and through donations and things like that, but it'll help somebody. There's somebody out there that can use some type of help in this, whether it be financial or emotional or what have you. So that's really kind of our goal.
And in the process of all this, what did Lou Gehrig mean to you and to her?
It's really kind of unique. Lou Gehrig has always been my favorite Yankee, by far. And as a matter of fact, I have a lot of sports memorabilia, the Jets, the Yankees, West Point, West Virginia, where we all went, myself, my 4 kids and my wife. My oldest son went to West Point, but we have all sorts of memorabilia. And I have one whole wall dedicated to Lou Gehrig. And that was before Mary got sick. And after she got sick, it just meant something different. And I looked at the disease a whole lot differently than I did. I think one of the things is when you talk about Lou Gehrig, the disease kind of becomes almost glorified because of Lou Gehrig, because of his because of how famous he was. But when you actually get involved with the disease, it's really, really a brutal disease.
Brutal.
So, but it makes you realize how brutal it is when you look at someone like Lou Gehrig, the Iron Horse. I mean, you know, you look at someone like that and you say, how could that possibly happen to someone who was as physically gifted as that man was? And but just to watch it, you know, she was sick for 2 years, and to watch what happened in 2 years is incredible. I mean, guys, it is incredible. So again, we're just trying to do whatever we can, however we can.
And that's the fact that I knew Mrs. Gehrig as a kid. I've been with the Yankees 45 years, so I got to know her pretty well. And to hear how, I mean, the movie glamorizes it, the pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
But the pain and the aspect of how he was supposed to survive those 2 years, because it was 2 years and he was gone. You know, so hey, Mary was lucky to have you. You understand? And that's all I got to say on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to, you know, if anybody wants to donate, if anybody wants to come and walk, it's October 27th, Mary's Mile at 8 o'clock in the morning. If you can't walk, if you want to, you can go to marysmileals.com. You know, any of them would be a benefit. Again, you know, as far as our family is concerned, you know, we feel that our fight has just begun, but in a different way to make awareness of this, to help others. And, you know, as far as, you know, what Ray said, as far as Lou Gehrig, Mary's fight was the same. It was 2 years. And if I can just say one other thing, though, about it, we did give her a stem cell treatment. And I got to tell you, it's not covered by insurance, but we did give her a stem cell treatment. And I will tell you, it didn't help to preserve her as far as time was concerned, but the quality of life was phenomenal. At the end, she was still doing things that other people cannot do when they have ALS at the end stages. So she could still walk, she could still talk, you could understand her. I mean, it was some incredible things. So I just want to say that because in some way, shape, or form, it was a big, big benefit to her quality of life.
Well, it's amazing what you're doing and the aspect of helping others. Now, you mentioned 4 kids, correct? 4 kids. And before the show, Ray was talking about his children, and he often talks about his children. And we're going to get to Ray in a second, but talk about your kids. What they mean to you and the support that you give one another in lieu of what happened recently.
I have 4 kids, four kids, 3 boys and a girl.
That's me too.
Okay. Their ages are 30, 29, and 27, the 3 boys, Sam, Lee, and Max.
Me too.
No, my daughter is 23.
Me too.
And the idea was actually Sam's, our oldest one. Sam went to West Point and was a captain, came back from Afghanistan, went to West Virginia University for grad school. The other 3 went to West Virginia University. My second one actually played lacrosse at West Virginia. But all of us went there, and my wife Mary and I both went to West Virginia also.
Wow!
So we're big Mountaineer fans. By the way, we're 4-0 this year. The Mountaineers having a great year.
Okay,
but
little plug. That's good.
Yeah, but we you know, we all went there, loved the school. You know, we were all. It's kind of funny as a family. We were all Yankee fans, Jet fans, Islander, and Knicks. So there was never any arguments as far as who we cheered for. You know, as far as the family is concerned, I think it's something that helps to pull us together also. And I will say one other thing. The last 2 years of Mary's life, she really got to know how much love there was in her life. You know, the 4 kids, myself, and the things that we were able to share and talk about that other people, quite frankly, don't talk about as far as families are concerned.
Right.
Well, the important thing is that she had the 5 of you, and the hardest thing about knowing that you're going to die is the fear. And I know that you guys helped her with that fear, and it made it easier for her. So God bless you for that.
You know, a lot. Hey,
Thank you.
I've known a lot of people in the same situation who run away. Okay, they run away because they don't want to face the fact of what their spouse may be going through, etc. So, you're a good man.
Thank you, Ray.
So again, tell listeners about the walk and how can people support you.
Yeah, so it's going to be again, it's going to be a little bit more than 1 mile. It's on October 27th. Should be a really nice day. It'll be from St. Anselm's Church in Shoreham to the Village Country Club in Shoreham. We will have T-shirts and different giveaways that we have from West Virginia and from ALS and you know, things like that. Maybe the Yankees, but we'll have little things that we'll give to the kids. You know,
Will you have Bat Boy T-shirts? Bat Boy.
Love to have Bat Boy
You know?
T-shirts.
Yeah.
We will, yeah, anything we have. You know, we're going to try to promote everything we can. The reason that, you know, we're here with the Yankees is 2 reasons. Number 1, Lou Gehrig, and number 2, my wife was an incredible, you know, fan. And the same thing with the Jets. And so anything West Virginia, everybody that she was, you know, that she was a fan of, we invited and got them to help us. So they'll walk from St. Anselm's Church, one straight walk. You don't have to make any turns or anything. It'll take you right to the water, right to the country club, which is absolutely beautiful. And once you get to the country club, there'll be coffee and there'll be bagels and, you know, things like that.
Any,
We'll have some
no
items for sale.
salads or anything like that, you know.
It's going to be early in the morning.
Salads.
It's going to be early in the morning, right?
Right.
All right. Okay. Putting his order in now.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, so it's going to be nice. And everybody has been so nice. The town gave us a permit to do what we had to.
Nice.
The church has been phenomenal. The country club has been phenomenal. I brought someone from the country club here,
Okay.
Maury Madigan, and everybody has been unbelievably nice in helping us out to do what we want to do.
You gonna have any plantains there?
He's trying. He keeps trying salads. You know.
One of the other things that's really interesting is when Mary was first diagnosed, you know, you don't realize, you know, you don't know much about the disease or realize, but it's incredible since how many people have told me now, you know, that they know our story, what have you, have told me that they have a grandfather, grandmother, an uncle, and aunt. It's like it touches every family in some way, shape, or form. So again, we're just trying to do our best, whatever we can.
Well, God bless your efforts. And we have a little bit of time left. So I'm going to actually go around the room here. Steve, you could start us off. If you had to give some advice real quick to young people, anybody dealing with adversity, what would that be?
You know, I would say my advice would be that if you ever have a black cloud over you, so to speak, any kind of adversity, it's not there forever. So at some point, the sun's going to come back out, and you want to be ready for the sun when it comes out. So you want to keep your head up, and you want to keep on pushing ahead and just try to do what's right.
Okay. Gary, what would you say to that?
I actually talk about this often because I do try and mentor kids and that come from pretty difficult situations. And I give them the scenario of life is like a book. And everything that you did from this point prior is already, the ink is dry. But how you write to the rest of today and tomorrow is up to you. And somebody had it worse than you, and they made good of it. So why not you? What's the difference? And so I tell them to pull themselves up by the bootstraps and look for the good things in life and make good decisions, and good things will come.
Well said, sir. Joe, what do you think?
I like to tell people, you know, that are facing adversity, number one, you know, there's always a way to get through it. You gotta keep your head up and just, you know, kind of like charge right through it, and have a good attitude. You know, there are a lot of, you know, if you're going through something, there's a lot of ways that'll keep you down. You just got to keep your head up and your attitude positive. You know, a positive attitude will get you through a lot.
Nice, right?
Listen, I just want to say that I have 4 sons. I mean, 3 sons and a daughter. I'm very proud of all my kids, and just like everybody that has kids, you know, we're proud of them. Two of my sons are police officers. One one of them actually just signed his papers today to become a Suffolk police officer.
All right, congratulations.
So I'm very excited for him because he gave up. He was with the Toronto Blue Jays organization, and he gave up playing baseball to become a Suffolk police officer. You know what I'm saying? That was his dream, not playing baseball. You know, so thank God, and I just want God to keep them both safe. That's all. To keep all our kids safe. Period.
Well, again, this has been a great show. So, Gary, you're new to the block here, but are you going to come back and we're going to be working together? What do you think?
I was sitting here thinking, I hope they invite me back. I hope I didn't screw up at all. No,
you were great.
You were great. Invite back. I understand.
You have a voice like that wonderful actor that has that booming voice. The great actor all the time. What's his that? What is
Morgan Freeman?
No.
Oh, you're talking
the Allstate guy.
Oh, right, the Allstate guy. Yeah, there we go. The Allstate guy.
No, but there's the great actor. He was the great actor.
There's a lot of great actors.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. There we go.
I have one of those voices.
Yes.
But I do appreciate, this is a perfect ending of my day. It started with meeting good people, and it's ending with meeting even better people. I think that shows that I'm doing the right thing, you know. And with that being said, I appreciate all of you. I thank you for sharing your story, sir. I know it's not easy. And if there's anything I can do to help out, this is what we're here for. And I already expressed that I'm willing to help anybody and everybody and what we do. So thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate letting me tell my side of the story.
Nice Yankee shirt, Steve.
Yes,
nice Yankee shirt.
Yankees Red Sox in a half hour. The Bronx Bombers will take it to the Boston people.
And statements expressed in the preceding program reflect the views of program contributors and do not necessarily reflect the views of WLIE Radio, its management, or its sponsors. For questions and comments, please send us an email at WLIE540AM radio@AOL.com or visit us at WLIE540AM.com.
You've called me.
This is